Hi, hi, hi. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Crystal. I go by Plants with Crystal. And today I'm going to be bringing you along with some repotting that I just have to get done. I've had multiple plants that have been sitting in the same medium for a long time. So before I get started, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you could stick around. I am doing some more long form videos. Yes, I'm really trying my hardest. But you could also catch me here on Shorts and all other social media platforms as well. And elephant in the room, is there a really elephant? No, I don't think so. But I did want to mention that I have now created merch. So this is one of the designs that I have available. They're all inspired by things that I have said throughout my plant journey, one of them being drown that hoe. So it just reminds you to water your plants thoroughly. If you want to check it out, I'll have the description with all the things. Let's just get started and I'll bring you along with my repotting. Come on. I don't typically repot my plants when I first get them. The only time that I really do repot my plants is if they're rescue plants, because you just have no idea what's going on down below, or if I notice that there is an issue with the plant. So the first one that I have had for quite some time in here has been the Domino Peace Lily. Although she's looking good overall, I can tell that she's not retaining the moisture like she should. And it's just really cracked and gloomy in here. I don't have a better description. But I was really excited because today I saw a baby bloom, a brand new bloom right here. So overall, she's happy, but she needs some extra loving. And thank you so much for your bloom. I'm gonna give you some love in return. This Monstera Peru I've probably had for like close to 2 years now, and it still has yet to be repotted, but it's been growing insanely long. Just gross and cracked, but it has grown so nicely over the years that it is time. This one definitely needs some zhuzhin. And this global green pothos, what are you doing? I swear there's something living in it because every time that I come and I look at it, there's a little bit of soil left here, and then it just gets more of a hole, and there's more of like indentation in there. It's in lower light. It's been doing well, but she needs refresh. You agree? Okay. All these are from big box stores. They all have the same pot. I gotta put my soil mixes together. How's the wind? Wind is going southwest to the east. To the window, to the wall, to the wall, to the switch. Okay, no, sorry. No, I really have to get my soil mixes together. I have enough, but I'm gonna just make a little concoction of the things. I keep it in a storage bin just like this with the lid. I worked out arms today, huh? I'm a little sore. That's great. It's kind of fungus natty. I don't know if I want to do that. Flip. You can use orchid bark, but you can also go to a pet store and just get this bark, and it's a lot more bang for your buck. Why I don't do more things outside is because there's just too many elements. Like there's wind, there's an airplane, you'll probably hear an ambulance over there. There's just a lot going on. I don't know if my neighbors can hear me either, so I'm gonna whisper. I don't measure. I usually do this how I cook. We call it tantear. We put a little of this and a little bit of that. The biggest advice that I give is that you want to have at least 2 things. If there's 2 things that you can add to your soil mix, I would recommend that you add perlite. That's inexpensive. It's easily accessible if you're in a small town, bigger city, whatever it is, and then orchid bark. Like I said, in my case, I just went to the pet store and I got the bark like this. Any orchid bark that you come across is fine. Now, I go back and forth. Like I'm big on experimenting. I like to try all kinds of different things in different soil mediums. I typically like the black and gold, but I think the bag was open in the garage, and now there's more gnats that I don't want to bring those gnats into my house. Also use Fox Farm. This is the Ocean Forest. It's just a potting soil. I would much rather use this one that I know is okay versus take the chance on that one. I did buy more of this one, so I think I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna do what I can with what I have and then make some more later on. So the reason why you add things is because you want good drainage and aeration. And if you're using the straight potting soil, I find that it's very thick and there's not enough airflow to it. So that increases the chance of rot. It also increases the chance of your plant not drying out like it should, or you'll get more fungus gnats. So, like I said, I always recommend adding a couple things to it. It's windy. There's so many elements. Am I gonna repot inside? Absolutely I am. Perlite. You don't want to breathe in perlite dust. So do it from afar. You just figure out what works for you. One thing I forgot to mention is I'm gonna add some cocoa coir. That way it can retain a little bit more of that moisture, especially since I have a peace lily that's gonna not want to completely dry out quickly. And then what's the other thing? You see? And I find the Monstera Peru is the same way. It wants to maintain a little bit more moisture. Do you want to run? Okay, ready? 1, 2. Come here. Take a little sip. We're gonna water plants, but you always have to remember to water yourself first, okay? Very important. My most used tool definitely is my boot tray. I use it for every single thing. This one I actually just recently got at Lowe's. It's massive, but any boot tray would work just fine. I just like it. It's solid, it's easy to clean. It's less flimsy than say like a potting tray. I've been using that for many years. I really did want to just put this in water and keep it in water. I love to grow a lot of plants in water, a little hydroponics. In order for you to do that, you would remove all soil. You could spray down those roots, get as much soil off of those roots. If you have any, you're gonna see it in your water instantly. So I think I'm just gonna stick to soil for now. I can always transfer it over to water, but these are all in this peat moss. It's not my favorite. I use my little pokey. I have scoop, and you will see that in every single one of my plant care repotting videos. It's like my go-to tools. I'll be kneading it away. Typically, if it's just in regular soil and it's healthy, you don't always have to break apart the root ball, but because I'm trying to remove as much of this peat moss out of it, I will be working on it for some time. So I'm just kneading it. Don't be afraid to break any roots. You're not hacking away at it. You're just going a little bit at a time. And this just really falls off of the roots. So I want to talk about some of the thoughts and things that I have going on when it comes to long form video and why I can be a little hesitant. That's his little spot in the corner, you see, Pops? First off, the editing portion here on YouTube is a lot. I'm still trying to get the grasp of it. And in my last video, I asked for some feedback, and I had some that said adding some music would be good. So you have to make sure, especially on YouTube, that you're using royalty-free music. So it's just a learning curve, really. I'm just trying to figure it out. I bought a new camera. Right now I'm on my phone actually, but I bought a new camera. Again, don't know how to work it. I'm trying to figure it out, and everything that I have done on social media, I have learned myself. So it's just a learning curve. And like I said, editing videos takes a long time. Long form. Even short videos take a long time, but I'm just so much faster now because I've been doing it for so long. Too shabby. There's one. If you did want to separate your peace lily, you would take it from its bunches, is what I call. You separate a portion like that, and then you'd pull it apart, and it'll naturally start to pull off along with roots. Just gotta be gentle and pull. I don't want to do that because I'm not going to be separating it, but just in case you wanted to know. Monstera Peru, which is, yeah, it's probably been the one that I've had the longest in this medium. And again, it's been growing nicely and long, but it's rough in here. Squeeze it. Yeah. Squeeze. And it'll pop right off. Now, I don't know what size pot just yet. These plants that I have right now are all in 6-inch pots. I don't necessarily know just by looking at them that they're going to be potted up. So I like to check the roots first. I might have some plants that when I go underneath, I find out has rot or there's additional issues and I have to remove some roots. So you never really know until after you check out the root ball, and then you can decide what pot size you would like. There's the other. Same deal. Squeeze it. Or in my case, sometimes I have to give the people's elbow to it. I am so impressed with this one. I know that many people talk about the global green pothos and that it's a pain in the tuchus. I just neglected it and had it in a low light situation over there. So I love a good pothos. My favorite plants definitely are monsteras. I mean, cacti, you know, cactus, cacti, the big beefs. I call them the big beefs. Those are my favorite. But as far as tropical plants, I would say monsteras and pothos. So there's just so many different kinds, and they can really liven up a space so nicely. I would say the pothos is also a great beginner plant. The roots are white. There's no mush. They don't stink like booty. Root rot has a very profound smell. It's just wet. It's just rot. It's gross. It's gross. So they're all looking pretty good. I want to show you something. When you are repotting, you want to stick to a pot size that is 1 to 2 inches bigger than the root ball. So if I go and measure this way, you see I have some space still. And it could still grow some more roots. But really my main concern was changing it from this soil to a better draining soil. So I'm not going to be potting up. I'm going to stick to the same size. I do want to clean up this nursery pot though. It's looking really crusty and really dusty. But I'm going to stick to the same size. Now if you go too big of a pot, especially when it comes to the peace lily, you are going to have higher chances of rot and have more soil that's surrounding the root ball. Now the roots are going to be working that much faster to try and soak up the extra moisture from it if it is way too big, which is the cause of your rot issue many times. Or if you have a low light situation and it's not drying out your soil as fast. I think the only one that I'm going to be potting up with is the Monstera Peru. This part is usually the fastest because they're all great and healthy. Same pot, yep, same pot. That's what we're doing. And this cup too just allows better, it's just, I'm able to control it better. One layer at the bottom, like a little lasagna. Put the roots all up in there. Hold the ponytail back. Keep it all together like this. Give me that soil in there so that it settles. You want the soil to settle in the little air pockets. One. Shimmy. You know what? I think I'm gonna stick to the same size. With that bigger one, it was just gonna be way too big, and Monsteras typically like to be a little bit more tight in their pot. So I think I'll make the decision to just keep it in its original. Just give it fresh soil. Just keep an eye on it and see how it goes. But it will definitely appreciate a fresh new soil mix. Always have plants in my sink. A little shower for the babes. A little ASMR moment. Are you sleepy? Either that relaxed you or it made you want to use the bathroom. Either way, you're welcome. And that's it. I will end up changing out the cover pots. I'm not a fan of those pots. But at least I have it in a nursery pot. I feel like I can control it a little bit better and switch them out as I need. So I can just clean up my kitchen table. That is what a typical repotting day looks like. I just kind of put on music. I just get in my zone. I check the roots. I check for any pests. It's usually really chill. So thank you so much for your love and support here. I am so grateful. And again, everything is going to be in the description down below, from what I used to the things that I'm wearing to the name of the plants and everything that you need. So that's all I got. Bye.